Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is going to be your general reading for April 2023. The messages will not resonate with everyone, so I suggest that you check back to your Moon and Rising sign, but also to gain any insight into your own personal situation requires a private reading. So you can go to my About Box channel, the About Box section of the channel. There I have listed the reading packages, number of minutes, number of questions, and the price. Then you simply email me at that address there, hiddenlotustarot@gmail.com. Hey Tara, I want the 1 hour reading, and I will respond back to you. Usually I respond within 24 to 48 hours. So if you contact me and you haven't heard from me within 24 to 48 hours, please check your spam folder because all of my emails go to spam. It's just the way it is. All right, so I have with me, excuse me, I have with me the Radiant White deck. I have with me the Levita Sibila, and this month we're going to be using the Psychic Tarot to wrap up the reading. I have already done some meditation and shuffling on the Scorpio sign and glyph, so we're just going to put another rifle and another shuffle on these cards and get started with the reading, okay? I got to try to hurry up and take my dogs out for a walk. It turned cold here. And the medications I'm taking are not making me feel too well, but it always helps to be able to get out, since I can't get into the garden today, to just get out and walk a block or so. All right, here we go. Cards down, cards down. Cut the cards. 9 cards down. Here we go. King of Wands. The Ace of Wands. So some sexy dude is lurking around. Let's see what's happening here. Okay. Uh-oh. 2 of Swords. Scorpio, y'all are suspect about his intentions and what he wants to do. And maybe it might be him being suspect about you. So this is going to apply no matter if this is you take the male role or the female role. You identify with one of those, same sex or heterosexual. So this is either going to be some sexy dude that you suspect, or some sexy dude that is suspect about you or his person, okay? The 3 of Wands. Well, the Hermit. Well, now. The Queen of Swords. Interesting. The Ace of Swords. So now I have 2 aces. Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords. The 9 of Swords. I don't know. The guy, this individual, has determined that they're going to take a break. Final card, the Empress. Quite interesting. There's a lot of, there are no cups here, okay? There's 3 wands. 1, 2, 3, 4 swords cards. So for me, this is all about determination, passion, drive, and thoughts, belief, perceptions, and communications, because that's what the swords represent. Now, these are really 2 quite different energies. There's the wand energy, the King of Wands. Passionate, sexy, outgoing, gregarious, generous. Typically your entrepreneurial king. He's got a lot of irons in the fire, and he doesn't do the work himself, but he's got a lot of delegations. Versus the cool intellectual energy of the Queen of Swords. Objective, eagle-eyed, and I know for a fact it is very difficult to fool Scorpios. They can suss out shady people real quick, okay? So the cool, keen intellect of the Queen of Swords. Now, normally the Queen of Swords is looked upon as a divorcee queen, and it says that she's bitter and she's frustrated and she's mean, and I don't find that to be true. Yes, she may be divorced, and what may sound like bitterness just may be her experience through what she went through. Don't always mean people are bitter when they're just direct and to the point. As a profession, she's going to be a police officer or a soldier, a surgeon, an oral surgeon, a chef, maybe even a dentist, a researcher, a scientist. So keen intellect or sharp tools need to get the job done. This guy operates on pure willpower and energy alone. Okay? So he can sometimes be hasty and rash in his actions and his decisions. Now I've got these two aces here. Okay? And aces are only opportunities. They say that the energies of whatever the ace represents is becoming available to you. So with the Ace of Wands, this is a new passion. It is a new energy. It may be a new lease on life. Something of that nature. I just thought about something when I saw that card, and I might share it with you. Here we have the Ace of Swords. Now, out of all of the aces in the deck, the Ace of Swords is the most powerful. And it says that when it appears, most definitely something is going to change in your life. Okay? Now, normally the Ace of Swords stands for new ideas, new ways of communicating, perhaps keener or sharper logic, things coming into focus, knowing how to make plans and communicate them in an effective manner. But it can also be the excessive degree of everything. It could be this idea of worry. Nothing is going the way that you want it to. Anxiety, a feeling of aloneness and isolation perhaps. But this is a mental energy. In the olden days, this card was considered a contractual card. So this could be about a marriage. If not a marriage, then perhaps this is a business deal. Okay? And it doesn't feel like a business deal. It feels more like a romance situation. I'm just not quite sure what's happening here. Now, I have two major arcana cards. I have two aces. I have two court cards. So, since I can't look at the king and queen, I'm going to turn them over. Now, other than that, I've got two threes here. Okay. And I've got two nines. See that? So I'm going to give you the first interpretation of the two threes and the two nines with the two wands. Okay. Two aces speak to a new partnership. Two threes, one of you is craving more excitement. And two nines, one of you needs to spend more time alone. Now, that's the first set of interpretations. The second set of interpretations. Let me just get over to the Ace of Wands first. Because I just want to take it as it comes. Two aces tell of a wedding. And if not a wedding, as I said, a contractual issue. Right? Let's see. It says that it can indicate that someone may be feeling energized with ambitious plans, but someone else may lack the same enthusiasm and vision. Well, that could be what that's all about here. The two different energies, the fire and the air. Okay? Now, let me take a look at the Two of Swords to see if there's any indication about the Two of Swords next to anything. Nothing about the Two of Swords, although it can be an indication of some kind of power struggle going on in your life. It can also be an indication that if you've been involved in a dispute with a friend or an acquaintance, an amicable solution can be found. It tells of difficult decisions to be made. It can also indicate a stalemate in your affairs and a feeling of not knowing which way to turn. You may need to look for a different approach. Where emotions are involved, it tells of mixed emotions and a feeling of confusion. It could be foretelling of unsettling communications. It asks you to show caution and restraint before making any decisions that you will later regret. I think what I find to be most interesting is this sword is the ace that she's holding. It almost feels like there's been an ultimatum given. Okay, I don't know why that is, but there's some kind of ultimatum, I think, involved in this. 3 of Wands. Nothing about the 3 of Wands, but the meaning of the 2 threes here, a small but pleasant surprise. Okay. Now, the Ace of Swords. This card is a card of great force and power, and it never fails that whenever I see it show up, something changes. It implies that there could be a focus on a critical and potentially volatile situation or circumstance, and you may have to make a decision under stressful conditions. But it is important that you keep your emotions balanced in order to make the correct decision. It tells of the excessive degree of everything, and it can imply a feeling of sadness, depression, anxiety, and wasted efforts. It carries with it the expectation that things will not work out as planned. It asks you to shrug off pessimism and put the past behind you as there are good things ahead. It tells of self-acceptance and the acceptance of others. It suggests that you use your willpower, determination, and inner strength to bring about personal success. Once you have achieved a balance of emotions, you will go on to triumph and will enjoy success. Well, there it is. The 9 of Swords. Two nines can suggest a house move or a change of address. And when I saw this, there's a house back there, way in the back. And I was like, you know, somebody is either moving or wanting to move, or there's some kind of property deal in the works. Perhaps. The 9 of Swords tells me nothing next to these 2 cards, except it can indicate to be patient as better things are coming soon. But the card is also an indication of despair and anxiety or hopelessness, unfortunate events and ongoing unhappiness, mental torment. This is probably one of the most difficult energies to come out of, because it's all mental energy. With an ace on the side, it asks you to see the positive sides, to see the positive to the situation, and realize that all that has taken place will work out for the best. It is a message that all that has happened for a reason. So therefore, you are asked to look to positive and beneficial new beginnings and to make the most of your experience. Okay? So what is this Hermit? Because the Hermit is an indication of isolation. But it is also, it indicates that it's a 9. And 9s are an indication of a focus of events, a completion of events. And it implies that you are about to progress on to a new stage of life. But first, you're going to have to remove any difficulties from a current situation in order to be able to make progress. It says that you may have recently experienced difficulties that have resulted in isolation and loneliness. So this could be the energy, how you feel right now. Really, really standoffish, sharp, maybe speaking sharply. And I just get the sense, particularly with this card, because this to this makes a 10 of swords. It's the idea that maybe you feel betrayed. Sometimes there's a sense of betrayal that comes with this particular card. You're not sure about it. You're not sure. So that's all that the Hermit tells me in this situation. And then with the Empress, it represents, in this instance, I feel, emotions, and indicates the importance of following your instincts and feelings. It advises that you should not be redirected by thought or action. It tells you not to be disillusioned by delays, but trust your instincts and intuition, and there will be success in the future. Now, I don't know what this success is for you. I don't know what this means for you. Okay? And so, if I had to pick a card, past, present, future, past, present, future. And I'm looking at the knighting here. And I just get the sense that at some point a decision is made to simply move forward. I don't know if this means move forward with this person or leave that person behind. Okay? Don't know. I can't say. That will require a personal reading. But there's some kind of implication of a partnership here. Of perhaps someone wanting to leave or move. Someone needing time alone. You know, there's a lot happening in the spread, even though there's not a lot of movement here. So I didn't turn the card over. Let's see what is over the entire reading. Well, there he is, the Knight of Cups. Remember, first thing I said, it's a sexy man. Somebody sexy has stepped into the picture. But there's something about the individual either that you can't see or you don't trust. And it could just be simply the idea, because here's the Two of Swords to the Ace is 3 swords. See that? 3 swords. 2 swords, 10 swords, 10 swords. So it's kind of like a repetitive kind of a thing. The Knight of Cups is an event, but it is an event that carries with it a high emotional quotient. More than likely it is a message coming through or somebody new entering the picture. But the person never gives you something solid to hang your hat on. See how the horse is stopped in midstream? He hasn't mid-stride. He hasn't crossed the water, the river of emotions. There's not a lot happening down here. It's just a little trickle. So this is somebody who says all the right things, makes you feel wonderful, does all the right things. You feel glorious or wonderful with the individual, but there's never anything solid, as I say, that you can quote unquote hang your hat on. All right. So what I'm going to do, this can be an indication that the individual is also single or that both of you have been single for some time. Okay. I'm going to look at this Two of Swords. That's what I want to look at. Other than that, there's no movement, not really, in this spread. None. And so to me, the circular motion of the twos, of the swords, 3 of Swords here, 3 of Swords here, 2 of Swords here, 10 of Swords here, 10 of Swords here, and if I add this 10 to the 9, it gives me the 10 plus the Ace. So it's a circular kind of a reasoning. Or you're going over the same thing in your mind over and over again, or you're discussing the same things over and over again, and it's not really going anywhere, even though I don't even see necessarily any cards of communication here, save for the fact that all of these swords are here. So let's look at the 2. The Lecherezza, the carefree card. No, not bad, and a positive card. The Dilettante. So there's a bit of protection from the Dilettante. This could be the idea that you met the person, This is also known as the sex card. And maybe, you know, you went ahead and jumped in bed with the person too early without really knowing them. And now you are suspect. The viaggio, the visit or the trip. I don't know if this is somebody who came specifically to meet you and maybe y'all jumped in the bed together. But this implies that something is not right with the situation, and I'm at a loss for words right now. Let me see this. This Nine of Swords. This could be the guilty conscience, the regret, said something or did something that's keeping you up at night. Insomnia. But the Leggerezza card can also be the idea that you have miscalculated something or someone. You were careless. The Sospiri. The La Nemica. And the Letterato. Three very strange cards. Strange indeed. The Sospiri is the card of tears or sighs and anxiety, right? But basically what it says is that this could be, it's not something that's happening in the past. It is a situation that is being projected into the future. Feeling like there's been a missed opportunity. So this card can also be the fear of the future. The presence of the discordant arrow says that you're looking in the wrong direction. It's not this way, what has happened in the past. It is something being projected into the future. And then what we come up with is the La Nemica. Now, difficult to unmask. This is a person that will get you to trust them, and you'll tell them all your secrets, open up to them, and they turn around and they use that shit to get you back. Gossip, slander, backstabbing. Their role is really to ruin your life. This saying is, so I must live so that you must die so that I must live, that kind of thing. It could even be an ex-girlfriend or an ex-wife with the axe to grind, okay? But here we see the Letterato, which is a very odd card to come out, because what it indicates, it's a male, and it is somebody who is, for all intents and purposes, quite dispassionate. They are extremely smart, very logical. The card will sometimes show up if the person has artistic or creative talents. Maybe they do things. But what we see is he's sitting as though he's waiting to talk to someone. So I'm really kind of confused as to who the Letterato is and what these three things are on the Nine of Swords. Now, there is also a possibility that if you are female or identify with the female role, this is you behaving in that way. Wicked, greedy, nasty, making life hell for people. Okay? Which would mean that it's been done in a very cold and calculating way. This is the idea that you can wait forever, like Scorpios like to do, to seek revenge on people. Okay? I would say, if that's the case, don't do that, Scorpio. There's better ways to invest your time and emotions and energy. Very strange. So, formulate a question for the Psychic Tarot. And let's see what the Psychic Tarot, what advice the cards have. And no matter what you say, an empress is always more than a queen. And to me, this implies getting your shit together. Be logical, be rational, accept whatever it is that you need to accept. Fess up to the part that you played in it so that you can go on and be the empress that you are. Okay? The Temptation card. Well, maybe the temptation is too much. People leading you down the road to ruin. Indeed. The Temptation card. And this card has come out 3 times already for this month. It is the Devil. Through this card, addictions and self-limiting behaviors are being addressed. See if I can get it where it's not so much glare on the card. I don't know where the glare is coming from. There you go. Through this card, addictions and self-limiting behaviors are being addressed. This is a time when you or someone in your life may be placing too much emphasis on the material world and its pleasures. Now, the material world don't mean just clothes and money. It's sex, it's love, it's all of those things that we experience here that we need to experience in our lives in order to enjoy the human experience of us being incarnated. So it says, even though we are all born connected to the divine source, we have a tendency to pull away from what was once natural. When we become disconnected from spirit, trying to hold it up straight, the source that once nourished us, it is often replaced with a different supply or substitute. In other words, the connection is then forged with food, alcohol, nicotine, codependency to someone, or even work, hence the term workaholic. Many of us spend our lives trying to fill the void that was created when the link to the divine was broken. The Temptation card is calling you to take a hard look at your life and ask, where in my life am I suffering from addictive behavior? Is there negative thinking or behavior that is causing the life force to seep out of my soul? Are the people and relationships in my life giving me energy, or are they draining it? Learn to embrace your fears and all of your doubts so that every situation in your life becomes a learning experience. Gaining the knowledge that the physical world teaches will help you transcend to a higher spiritual awareness. Okay? And see, he got 2, 3 heads going on right there. Okay? Let me see what else is happening. And there's a key. This is a key that he's touching right here. But he's got 2 heads. Okay. So that is what I have for you, Scorpio, for April 2023. I hope this helps. Be well.